Free agency is heating up for the New York Yankees as a report has revealed the Yankees are targeting multiple star players in free agency that will help the Yankees in an area where they struggled while also trying to bring back a former team star, but for a different role. And this also has an implication on one specific Yankee as well, as it pertains to where his future is with the Yankees, what his role is going to be, and much more. Guys, there's a lot to go over on the Yankees right now as we're in the thick of it with free agency and moves are about to start coming. And make sure you stay updated for all those moves, guys, because at Yankees Digest, we're going to have them all. So if you're part of that 69% that's not subscribed, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single New York Yankees update all offseason long. Alex and I will have videos out on every single move the Yankees make and every single move that will affect the New York Yankees. So make sure to be subscribed, but let's jump right into the video. There is a lot to go over on the team. Because look, we know the Yankees are going to be active in this free agency period in the offseason. The team has issues that they have to rectify. One of the biggest ones being their bullpen, which was just not good in the playoffs at all. They had the second worst bullpen of every team in the playoffs, and only two teams had a bullpen with a 5+ ERA, and the Yankees are one of them, the other being the Cincinnati Reds, who literally lost in 2 games in the wild card series. We're barely in the playoffs. You blink and you miss them. So with this regarding the New York Yankees, obviously, there was a lot to consider. There's a lot to think about for the Yankees right now as they clearly need more bullpen help, especially with Devin Williams and Luke Weaver hitting free agency, and neither one exactly expected to return, or at the very least, the Yankees aren't going to be the favorites for either one of them. They're both going to get offers from other teams. Devin Williams has a lot of interest around the MLB. Around 13 teams do have interest in him. So the Yankees, they're going to have to look outside of their own team, and they have, looking at the best reliever in free agency and arguably the best closer in baseball in the New York Mets' Edwin Diaz. Diaz opted out of his 6-year contract, and now he's trying to get one last big payday for his career while he's still in his prime. Diaz has been an elite reliever, being named the best reliever in both the American League with the Mariners back in the day and the National League with the Mets, where he's been for a long time now, but has not seen a whole lot of success for the team outside of that 2024 run that the Mets made, losing to the Dodgers in the NLCS. Now, with all this in mind, we've seen a ton of reports about Diaz and the Yankees, as Ken Rosenthal also revealed. The Mets' crosstown rivals, the New York Yankees, are another club with potential interest in Devin Williams and Edwin Diaz. The Yankees, too, have other priorities, a starting pitcher and at least one outfielder. While they are set with David Bednar as their closer, they also face the losses of 2 high-leverage relievers in Williams and Luke Weaver, and Diaz is proven in New York. Now, on top of that, it was also mentioned by Rosenthal that a native of Puerto Rico, Diaz would likely prefer to stay in the East, but what if the Los Angeles Dodgers come calling, which they will? The San Francisco Giants, it's free agency. Anything can happen. Diaz went 28 for 31 in save opportunities last season with a 1.63 ERA and 38% strikeout rate. While a 5-year deal would cover his age 32 to 36 seasons, his only career trip to the injured list for his arm in 2024 for a right shoulder impingement lasted just 16 days. So Diaz has been healthy. He's proven in New York. This does make sense for the Yankees. Now, with Edwin Diaz signing with the Yankees, here's the issue. He's not going to be the guaranteed closer. Him and David Bednar would be sort of splitting that role. And I've mentioned this before pretty recently with the Yankees, that they have no problem signing multiple closers and just saying, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make sure that everybody's happy with their role. They've done it under Aaron Boone. I mean, we've seen this happen before. We've seen the Yankees do exactly this whole situation. And Brian Cashman has no problem signing multiple closers. Remember, a couple of years back, it was actually nearly a decade now, believe it or not, the Yankees not only brought in Aroldis Chapman, but also had Dellin Betances, who was one of the best closers in the league the prior season, on the team. On top of that, they then went out and signed Andrew Miller, who was another one of the best relievers, and also gave them just another excellent arm. So what we saw was a New York Yankees team that signed 3 guys all capable of being one of the best closers in baseball, and all of them did perform well. Specifically, Miller and Chapman really performed, and the Yankees signed them both. The Yankees have no problem saying, yeah, we have 2 of the best closers in baseball in David Bednar and Edwin Diaz. That doesn't bother us at all. We'll find a way that they're both happy, and we're going to pay them too, so it makes sense. Diaz has had a 1.63 ERA last season with 28 saves and 62 appearances. He would have had more saves, but the Mets didn't win enough games for that to happen. His whip was a 0.874, meaning he would allow a guy on base 80. There's basically under 1 guy on base per inning for Edwin Diaz. The man is absolutely phenomenal. He's a swing and miss guy. We know the Yankees want to add more of those, and also can easily break just 100 miles per hour on fastballs. He does it routinely. So there's a lot to like about Edwin Diaz, and the New York Yankees will certainly have interest in Diaz this offseason. They'll definitely make him an offer. It depends on how much the Yankees are willing to spend when they already do have an established closer on the team in David Bednar, who between the Pirates and the Yankees had a 2.30 ERA with 86 strikeouts and 62.2 innings pitched. He is the best Yankee pitcher in the bullpen by far right now, and he had 27 saves again. Would have had more if the Pirates were winning more games. And also, he did have to figure out his role with the Yankees. It did take him a quick second. But Bednar's been mostly awesome with the Yankees thus far. Now, Diaz is a tad better, which is why the Yankees would also probably look to add him. And also, they could just have both. And again, find ways to use them both in optimal roles where they're happy. And I would love if the Yankees did that because I want the Yankees bullpen to be one of the best in the MLB. That's usually a staple of the team. And it was not this time around, and it was one of their biggest issues. Now, on top of that, there is more to go over as well. When we look at just the offseason and the free agents who are available in the relief pitchers, there is a lot of very good arms there. I mean, some of them did play for the Yankees, whether it's Weaver and Devin Williams, who are both going to be getting a decent amount of money, specifically Williams. But on top of that, there's also Robert Suarez, who the Yankees have been rumored to have interest in, Nick Martinez, who the Yankees will likely look at as well. There's a good chunk of guys who the Yankees will look at on this list right here to try to find both guys who they're willing to spend money on and also guys they could get on a good deal for pretty cheap. So we'll see the Yankees do both. I wouldn't be shocked if they add another lefty to the pen as well. So if you look all the way at the bottom of that list, the lefty with the highest market value is Gregory Soto, who did recently spend time with the Mets as well. So it's really interesting to see all this stuff. But just diving into more news, we do have something else to go over for the Yankees, and it is covering this guy who we have talked about a bit on this channel before. Obviously used to be a member of the Yankees before the days of Yankees Digest, and Michael King has been absolutely awesome as a starter with the San Diego Padres. Now, with that being said, there's interest in bringing him back. That was recently announced also. Now, Jim Bowden said, it sounds like a reunion with former Yankees starter Michael King, who was traded in the Juan Soto swap, is a real possibility. So Jim Bowden does believe there is a very real chance that the Yankees can go out there and bring Michael King back to the team. I absolutely love the idea. It makes you have to pay for a lot of starters, and Michael King is not going to be cheap, but at the end of the day, he gives you another great arm to have. There's going to be a lot of competition. I think teams like the Orioles and the Mets will go very hard for Michael King because they desperately need more starters. The Yankees don't desperately need more starters, but let's remember, Gerrit Cole and Carlos Rodon are starting the year on the injured list. Clark Schmidt likely won't pitch this year because of Tommy John surgery. That's 3 guys out right now, where the Yankees starting pitching going to this season definitely needs an arm because you have Max Fried, who's a complete ace. You have Cam Schlittler, who looks like a future ace, if that's not even going to, that might start next season. He looked like one throughout the majority of this season as well, since he came up. On top of that, things get a little shaky after. You have Luis Heel, you have Will Warren, but outside of that, if the Yankees didn't add a starting pitching arm, which we know they want to do, Alan Winans would be the 5th starter to start the year. Winans has not really proven himself to be really at all effective in the majors, so it does make sense for the Yankees to go out there and look for another arm. Now, Cole will be back around 1 to 2 months into the season. Rodon will be back a little bit before that. So the Yankees will get their arms back, but at the same time, we know what we know... Getting my names mixed up today, guys. We know what Brian Cashman says. You could never have enough pitching. I fully expect Cashman to try to use that. You played with us once before. You want to start with us now to Michael King and see if that works. It obviously depends on who offers him the most money. If I had to take a guess, I actually do think Michael King's going to end up with the New York Mets. I see the Mets trading for someone and also adding a starting pitcher in free agency, so wouldn't be shocked if that happens. Wouldn't be shocked if King also does end up with the Baltimore Orioles. Those teams both desperately need pitching and might be willing to overpay King to a rate where he's going to be like, all right, I'm obviously signing here. So we'll see what happens. There is going to be a lot of news coming out, guys, and we're going to be dropping all of it, so make sure you subscribe to those post notifications turned on. Like this video. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm going to go drink some water that's right behind my hand right now. Go Yankees.